Hi guys, so today's video I'm going to be talking about a service that I've done on my car, and don't get me wrong, I'm happy with the service, but I thought if I run through the procedure then you've got an idea of what's going to happen, what possibly could happen if you do a service. Because if you're new to driving, because you learn to drive or you just pass your test and you're going to get a car, then a service is what you want to do. Now let me just talk about what a service is compared to an MOT. An MOT, which is where the Ministry of Transport will check your car over, make sure everything's running fine, like the brakes are actually okay, your tyres not worn out, and there's nothing that's dangerous on the car that's going to cause an accident to you or to people around you. So they're making sure that the car's road legal on the roads. So there's certain checks that they've got to do. Now service, I say the MOT's got to be done every year by law, and anything over 3 years old. Now service is optional, and I recommend people to get them because, as you can see on this quick video here, mine's overdue by 2,000 miles, and I didn't plan that. Now services can be done annually depending on your mileage, but because I do a lot of mileage, then it'll probably do about 2 to 3 a year or 2.5 a year, because it's with this car, the Rio, it's every 10,000 miles is due a service. So when it got to about 9,500, it started coming up on my dashboard saying service is required in so many 100 miles, like a countdown. So it's kind of helping me, but not a lot of cars have got that. Some of the older cars, they'll just rely on you to keep an eye on your mileage, and if you get to a certain say after say 12,000 or 15,000 miles, because that could be the old service intervals when you want a service done, then you want to book it in. Now when I contacted my local dealership, because I went to the main dealer for this one, they said, oh yeah, we can book you in, but I wanted the car back by a certain time, so I had to wait a bit longer. So I had to wait a few weeks. I think it's about 2-3 weeks. So by the time I got the car in, it's like 2,000 miles over the limit, which is still fine because it's service regular, as long as you kind of get it in there and check it. And the car was fine. But what I will do is, because I get a report, I will run through the report with you exactly what they checked. And there's two types of services. You get a main service and a minor service. And the minor service just checks little minor things, gives you oil change, but a main service checks a lot more. And this one's a main service. And in a dealership, they're a little bit dearer than you get in a garage that's not a main dealership, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with doing a place that is not a main dealer. It's all down to it. But it's probably a good idea if you've just got hold of a second-hand car and you've got a service come up to actually go to a main dealer first to get them a good checkout. Okay, so let's have a look at what it says. So this is the check sheet that the technician uses, and you can see at the top here it's carrying out the 40,000 miles 48-month service as per the Kia checklist. And prior to this, like I say, the car's been serviced and stamped, and what we got down on the left and right hand side little column checklist, what the technician's gone round checking, 40,000 mile service, ticking it, and checked the vehicle for outstanding recall, conducted diagnostics, self-testing, so they're checking stuff on the computer, check the drive belt to make sure its tension's okay. If it's not as required, they'll do it. Inspect the air intake. So they've gone around checking things, brake fluid, air hoses, make sure there's nothing that's damaged, make sure nothing's leaking. Check the operations of the parking brake, adjust if required. So they're doing all these things if they need to. And inspecting the drive shaft boots, inspecting the steering gear, linkage boot, the boots, which is like a cover, inspecting the steering, make sure there's no play when you turn the wheel. So they've gone around checking the car pretty well, because it is a main service they're doing. And on this side here, they're just checking the wheel nuts are fine, inspecting the air conditioning, the system. So they're checking the inside of the car, the outside of the car, underneath the car, and I even got sent a free health video where they had the car up on the ramps, and they're going around checking the inside of the wheels and the tyres, make sure they're all fine. I've not shown that video on here because it's recorded by someone else and their voice is on it, and their information on it, so I've not bothered with that. But at the bottom down here, it's telling you what parts they've had to change, which is the when they've changed the engine oil, they've put a new plug in so it doesn't leak out. They've changed the engine filter and the pollen filter, and stuff they've changed: brake fluid, shop supplies. It might be just stuff around the shop that they've used, top up fluids, engine oil, and engine disposal. So they're the items, you know. So that's to use 3 lots of engine oil on it. That's what they're saying there. So that's their checklist. And if I just close that down, and that's been transferred onto a computer sheet. So it's give you a bit more breakdown. Now you're going to get on these sheets, and I've been to a few different dealerships over the years, and they're all very similar. Green's good, amber needs attention, and red needs doing there and then because it's dangerous. So I've got 2 amber things, and I'll just run through what they are here. So you've got the brake pads, front ones, says here near side, front brake pads, offside front brake pads. They're both 7% worn. The knot needs to be changed straight away, but they reckon about 4,000 miles ish. Depends how you treat them, I suppose. But they'll need to be changed at some point. And they give a price of £158 to change them. And you don't have to go back to the main dealer. You can go to a place that specialises in changing brake discs and brake pads if you want to. So they're just giving you an idea what it's going to cost. And above that, you've got the near side passenger rear tyre. What they're saying there is it's getting low. Now 4.5 millimetres is the minimum in the middle, and then on the outer sides 4.9, 4.7 millimetres. So it's still quite a lot on it, but it's just warning you that it's getting low compared to the other tyres. That's what it's trying to say. So and it's put a follow up if I'm not doing many miles. They'll follow up with that one there in maybe saying there in 4 months time, like that. So the green stuff, what they've highlighted is in items checked, it's all okay. So going down the list again, you've got engine, check the engine oil, so it's been filled and checked, it's fine. The tyres, the offside, near side, offside, and they're all pretty good. If you compare to the one that was amber, 6.2 millimetres, 6.6, 5.8, so they're a lot more than the other tyre that's classed as being a little bit low. And this check the spare kit, which runs out or expires on October 25. Now if you have got a spare kit in the back of your car, it's probably a good idea when it expires to change it, because if you ever need to use it because you get a flat tyre and you want to use it and it doesn't work because it's out of date, I don't know, I mean I've never used one of these things, but it's a good idea to keep them in date because you never know, it might be dangerous. And it's got a rear brake pads, 10% worn, service book's been stamped, so when you do get a service, get them to stamp your service book, whether it be a dealership or a garage, to prove that you've had it serviced, because when you come to sell your car, you can sell it with a service history or a part service history, which gives you more bargaining power when you want to say, well, this is what it's going to cost you because I've took care of the car. And the service indicator, which comes on telling you that your service is due, that's been reset. Aircon's been checked. Alternator belt's been adjusted and needed if need to. Antifreeze strength, and it goes down, and loads of little things to check in, make sure things are working okay, there's no deterioration in the hoses underneath the bonnet, underneath the car. Mandatory checks of the lights, make sure they're okay. And there's a few checks on there that are not classed on there, but they've gone around checking them. I'm not sure what they are, to be honest. Number of plates been checked. Power steering fluid's been checked, rear suspension's been checked, windscreen wash strength's fine, seat belt's been checked, steering's checked, warning light's been checked, and it goes on and on and on. So they've checked all the stuff, and they've said that the only thing that needs attention in the near future at the moment is the tyre, so they give you a price. And like I say, brake discs, so they give you a price on that one there. So it's just a matter of putting it back in either at a dealership or going to a garage that deals with brake discs and brake pads. So that's that one. And the final one is the invoice to give you, which is the front sheet usually. And like I said at the beginning on the video, you don't have to go to a main dealer. This is a full service, and it's itemised the carried out service, which is going to cost you that amount of money, £180 saying, which is fine. You could get a bit cheaper in a garage rather than a main dealer, but I'm paying in the main dealer because I want to make sure that they know what's going on with the car. They're experts on the car, and if there's anything wrong with the car, they're going to tell me straight away. They're not going to miss anything. And the price is £1.50 for a plug, £10.50 for the engine filter, £19.50 for the pollen filter, £6.97 for the brake fluid, and £30.60 for 3 lots of engine oil to fill it up. And they said what it's going to cost plus the VAT, total £298. If you got a minor service, it'd be a lot cheaper. And like I say, you don't have to go to a main dealer, but I went to a main dealer because I wanted to make sure that they checked everything and was happy with everything. So I hope you like this short video. I hope it's give you an insight into services. You don't have to get a service, but I recommend if you've got a car that's not got any service history, get it checked out. And then if you have got a service done, keep it going. The car will last longer and it's less likely to break down on you. Take care. Safe driving, everybody.